Welcome back to another episode at NFR Plus, and for today's episode, Lou and I are going to be having to go through 10 different graphics, like the one that you guys see on the left side of your screen, and we're going to be having to make some difficult decisions. As you guys can see with this one, we're going to be having to choose the worst album here. So with that being said, if this is your first time watching the Plus channel, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. We're going to be doing videos just like this on a weekly basis. But Lou, let's get into this, all right? This one's interesting because... dude, I see classics. All I see is classics.
You see classic after classic, right?
I see classics. So what do you got here?
I feel like I know what you're doing here.
Hey, listen, I came into this episode blind, man.
You're going to take Taboo. I already know what you're doing.
Okay, let's narrow it
You're
down.
eliminating Taboo.
We're not going Astroworld or Mac Miller, right?
I'm not touching any of those.
We're not going there. Okay,
No.
that's fine. That's fine. Process of elimination, ladies and gentlemen. Kids See Ghosts, perfect album to me. I'm not going
both
there.
said it was a flawless track list. Daytona,
Not touching that.
arguably the best album of that year. You can make the case. Taboo, same situation. Arguably the best album of that year.
Are you going Bandana? We can't go Bandana.
You know what?
If I really had to go...
I'm almost pulled to choose it because it is the longest. I think it's the longest track list out of all of these, if I'm not
Have to
mistaken.
do anything.
It's just that, like, you might find some tracks that are not, like, up to the highest par. But I will say this. What's funny to me is that almost all of these albums are skipless, but damn, low-key has, like, the most skips.
That's where I was going.
Low-key, bro.
444, in my opinion, fits the model of maybe like the Daytona, the Kids See Ghosts, where it's super concise, you know? Like, even ending off with Legacy, there's not a single weak track on that album. If you really want to go play, like, track for track with any of these albums, I would maybe be inclined to take 444 because you have a Marcy Me, you know, you have stuff like a Legacy, you know, you have stuff like a Kill Jay-Z, you have a 444 title track, like... that track list is way too stacked. I'm not going there.
But I will say this. Like, even though I'm tempted to choose Damn because it maybe has a song like a God, for example, or a Loyalty.
It's the best concept album on this
But that's the problem. It's like it has arguably the lowest lows, but also the highest highs when you're looking at the Fears and the Duckworths of that album.
But
so,
for me, it's like a God is not going to weigh this down. You know, like
I
I
know.
look at the chronological order of the track list. I look at some songs like Fear, Duckworth, Feel, DNA, Element. I can't put that as the worst. I'm sorry, the highs are too high.
There's no right answer here,
There's
guys.
no right answer with this.
I'm
but
choosing.
even
I was going to say what I was going to choose, but what were you going to say?
I can't do Bandana either. I feel like that is the best gangster rap album to come out over the past 5 to 6 years, in my opinion. 2019 rap album of the year, getting all-time classic songs from Freddie Gibbs' discography, like a Fake Names, a Situations. I'm not touching that. I'm sorry, bro. That cannot. Palm Olive? Where are we going with this track list?
It's
Education?
tough.
Bro, I'm not going anywhere with it. If I had to choose, I'm being completely honest. I'm sorry, Taboo.
I'm going with Flower Boy, and it's because I'm still mad at Tyler for not making Droppin' Seeds longer than it was, bro. We needed that Tyler version of that song. Obviously, that's not the reason. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I get
all
it.
jokes aside, Flower Boy is an incredible album. I feel like it was really that first major step going into the Tyler that we know now today. But to be honest with you, I feel like the concept was a bit better executed for Denzel and Taboo. I think that the 3 acts that were at play, getting all those different styles, the rapping performances, all of it to me, for the most part, is above a Flower Boy. I think Flower Boy has production above it, and maybe that's it.
It has production above it. I could argue also, I feel like the writing on certain songs is maybe a bit more intricate on songs like November, 9/11, Mr.
I don't
Lonely.
know if you can go
I
there.
feel like the song concepts to me
You
are
can't
a
go
bit
there
more
when you
developed.
have songs like Cloud
Sure.
Cobain
But I
on
mean,
the
like,
track
it's a-
list and Sirens and more. Like,
But
can't play the writing
that's
game.
to me. That's just my personal opinion. I feel like Flower Boy is a bit better written in my perspective, and I do feel like the soundscape absolutely washes it. I feel like it's probably the best produced album, arguably.
Yeah, it
out of
definitely has
everything on
better
this.
production. But yeah, guys,
So-
Flower Boy, Taboo for us. Let us know what you would choose. This is fucking tough.
This is rough.
But next up, we have choose the best album here.
All right.
Yeah,
So
so-
this one was kind of easy for me because I kind of like narrowed it down to 2, but I'll give you my explanation for each. All right. So Y2K by Ice Spice, get that out of here, bro. That's
We're not
beans.
doing that.
That's beans. Find the Beat by Blueface.
Never stood a chance in this conversation.
No way. Get that out of
The
here.
Big
That's like
Day
a
by
gimmick album.
Chance the Rapper. You could argue there's 1 or 2 songs that are listenable, like Eternal with Smino, but
No,
that's not enough to do.
That is considered the biggest flop in hip hop history.
Yep.
No way.
Bobby Tarantino 3 by Logic is
Bad
one
album.
that you cannot defend, bro. You're not defending songs like Flawless and like that weird romantic sexual logic. Like, we're not gonna do that here.
Well, it almost felt like a burn album for his discography to get out of the Def Jam record. Like it's really not a good album.
I think he knows. It almost feels like he purposely made a bad album. But yeah, Insano by Kid Cudi.
My goodness.
No, I'd rather listen to Y2K. I really would. I really would.
Yeah, you serious?
I really would.
Why, you're not going back to Willis like that?
Oh my god, man.
Yeah, you have some of the worst songs of the year off of this track list.
Fucking awful.
No way. I'm not going there.
Torturous.
Hood Poet stands to live another day, though. It's in the conversation.
It is. It's in the convo. It's in the convo. Unfortunately.
Lil Pump too. I mean, listen, bro. I'm not trying to hear this guy do like fucking like metal mashups.
I'm not trying to hear this guy do anything musically, bro, or anything at all. I just don't. I don't need any entertainment from Lil Pump whatsoever. Demons Protected by Angels by Nav.
No, listen, bro. Nav is just not getting the pass here. This is worst.
You can't get the GOAT pass, no?
No, you can't get the GOAT.
Pluto X, Baby Pluto by Future and Uzi. This is another one where it's like, I was revisiting it a little bit. I'm like, you know what? I can't say I like any of the songs. But when I'm listening to like Future's flow on something like My Legacy, I'm like, it's not too bad.
The production's not
horrible. The production on like Sleeping on the Floor, I'm like, this beat kind of bangs.
I know.
It's like, I don't like full songs, but I'll like elements of songs.
Absolutely.
That counts for something.
This track list is not for me. I will say this, though. There's things working for it. It's not like every other album on this track list I would consider giving a bad rating to. This is just mid to me. This is a mid.
This is a bad album to me as well. I think it's the best rating out of the.
Yeah, but this is easily the best.
Out of the dumpster bin. You know?
I'm not going to do it bad today. I'm not going to do it dirty.
Yeah.
Pluto X Baby Pluto.
Pluto X Baby Pluto survives the chopping block. It is the best album here, apparently. Let us know what you guys think on that one. Next up, choose the 2 worst albums here. And this was a cool concept just because we chose based on albums that we all gave amazing scores to. So these were all technically on similar playing fields.
We gave Heroes and Villains a great rating.
I believe you gave it an amazing, right?
I gave it the amazing rating.
That's what it is. So a couple of these, I gave it great, you gave it amazing, but it was all within the same...
same vein.
Yeah.
Blue Lips, no way.
Blue Lips is safe?
Blue Lips is safe.
Okay.
Blue Lips is safe?
Yeah, it is.
Dark Times safe?
Yeah.
Dark Times is safe.
I want to say Roadrunner New Light New Machine is safe to me.
It's safe to you?
That Brockhampton album is safe to me, bro. We gave that like a perfect rating for the content. I think we gave it a perfect rating for the replay value. And even looking back at the album now, I just think it was a beautiful way to...
You're right. You can't choose it.
Yeah.
It's tough.
But yeah, where else could you go here, though? I Laid Down My Life For You by JPEG was one you gave a great rating to, I believe, right?
Yeah, but I gave...
I'm going to point my finger at you. You gave that a great rating. And yet I might see it in your top 10 list at the end of the year.
What's wrong with a great rating? I gave other albums a great rating. Not like an amazing rating is hard to give. Like I'm not gonna call everything amazing.
I know.
I'm gonna keep it safe here. I'll keep it safe here. The 2, but you see, for me, it's like
it's tough, man.
I'm not going Bo Jackson.
I might go with Bo Jackson.
No, Bo Jack is safe.
I might do it, Bo Jackson.
No, Steel Wool, Double Hockey Sticks, Brick Mountain, Montana. Like, no. Let's be real. Let's be real. Let's get serious.
Real with the other track lists that are on here, but you have Utopia on here.
So
for
you would
sake.
take I Laid Down My Life For You over Bo Jackson?
I think so. Yeah, I think for the experimentation, for the amazing writing on so many songs, like either on or off the drugs. Yeah, I think I'm going to Lay Down My Life For You over Bo Jackson for sure. It's JPEG's best album to me. Like that's what you don't realize. I have it over LP. I have it over Veteran. Like it's JPEG's best album to me.
Nah, 2 worst I'm going is 2000. I Laid Down My Life For You.
I'm going 2000 and actually no.
I'm not going the off season. The off season was safe from the jump.
No, it is safe. It's more Heroes and Villains. Like it's Heroes and Villains 2000 Bo Jackson that are like, okay, Bo Jackson's out for me. That's one of the worst here. And then I'll say 2000 by Joey Badass. That's tough. That's tough. All right, next up, choose the 2 best albums here. And these are all 2000s albums.
Easy for me.
This is not easy for me.
This is easy for me.
There's 4 albums for me that are really highly in contention, and I don't know what to choose. There's the documentary. There's Get Rich or Die Trying. There's Late Reg. Actually, 5. B by Common and The Minstrel Show by Little Brother. Like, those are really, like, the ones where I'm like, what the fuck do I pick? And there's even Stankonia here.
I'm cool, though.
Yeah, I'm cool on Stankonia.
The Ecstatic. It's not even one of Most F's best albums. We could get that out of there.
It low-key is. I would put
It's
it like
underrated, but like I'm not putting it like
I'm putting it like, bro, the Auditorium. Like, come on, there's like some of his all-time best songs in that track.
That's
list,
true.
Like,
I'm not gonna sleep on it, but at the same time, like I don't know.
no, it's not gonna win here. though.
Stillmatic is a fantastic album, but I'm not putting it over what I have here.
King
like
by T.I. is gonna lose,
King by T.I.
even though it's one of his better albums. Stankonia is out, like I said.
I love the Minstrel Show, but it's out for me.
I don't know if it's out. I don't know, bro. You're getting elite lyricism with soul food for subject matter from not one rapper, but two rappers in top tier form, with Ninth Wonder cooking up some of the best soul beats ever.
I understand you, but
One of the best executed concept albums that you'll find on this entire list as well.
Get Rich or Die Trying, Late to Reg.
Oof,
Easy.
man.
Get Rich or Die Trying. Top 3
I'm
gangster
not
rap
talking
album.
about what's more of a classic album. I'm just choosing, to me, the two best, Lay Reg and The Minstrel Show by Little Brother. I have to pick it. I have to.
All right, let's keep going on with this. Let's go on to the next one.
Nothing there. I thought I was going to get some pushback on that one.
Are you making your decision so I give you some pushbacks?
No, but I thought you might.
Because I genuinely, I'm done doing this with you. I don't genuinely believe.
You
that
don't
you
believe
think
my opinion, okay?
I don't believe the Minstrel
That's
Show
fine.
for you is over Get Rich or Die Trying.
Listen to the album over.
I
next
did
up,
absolutely. No, hold on, wait a second. I'm very familiar with the track list. I've listened to this.
There is better writing and rapping and a better concept overall. Like,
I prefer the production by Dr. Dre. I prefer what 50 Cent portrayed as far as mic presence off of the track list as well. I think there's more classic songs off of the track list. I think it's arguably one of the best gangsta rap albums of all time. I think it's one of the most iconic track lists of all time as well. I can make arguments for Get Rich or Die Trying. I think there's fantastic concept records on this album as well, on this track list. Sorry, on this graphic as well. I'm not leaving here with leaving.
well, yeah,
Get Rich or Die
classic
Trying.
tracks is like, sure, you can make that argument, but I mean, the Minstrel Show is more of like an album that went
But
under the
there's-
radar.
but
So
there's
like,
decade
I'm not gonna
defining-
start
Yeah, but you
making
have,
those
but
claims
at a
of
certain
like,
point,
oh,
like yeah,
In the Club had way more commercial success than something like Beautiful Morning.
that's not
Does
the
that
game
make
I'm
it a
playing.
better
Though.
song?
I don't know why you think I always play that game. I'm not talking about what has more streams, Lou. I'm talking about genre-defining songs. Looking at a Many Men, looking at songs like In the Club, looking at a PIMP, looking at a 21 Questions, looking at a Patiently Waiting. Like these are songs that are some of the best as far as not only bangers go, but the genre has ever seen for the 2000s. At least in my opinion.
And for the 2000s, if you ask certain hip hop heads, they'll tell you that songs
That's
like
fine.
Hiding Place and The Becoming and others are some of the best written tracks of that decade. But let's keep on going. Next
I just
up,
feel like if we were at a bar, bro, and we had this conversation with the boys, you'd have a different answer for me.
bro,
That-
what do you think? I'm ashamed of my take. I don't give a fuck.
no.
bro.
I just think that like
most
it's kinda-
people,
it's kinda weird
most
that-
people wouldn't agree with me because they haven't heard the album. There's a difference at play.
I'm not telling you that
So
you're trying to
I
be
don't care.
No, I get it. I'm not telling you you're trying to be different. I'm just letting you know, like, this is weird to me because you've said, like, Get Rich or Die Trying is one of your favorite albums
it
of all
is.
time. And you've said that you also think it's one of the best gangster rap albums of all time.
Yeah, and that
it's one of
doesn't
the
make it a
strongest
better
of the
because the
decade.
Minstrel Show is not a gangster rap album. It's in a different
No, but
class.
I'm just saying that there's certain... I never said that. You're poking at straws here. When did I say that?
But you're saying that I should have it over because I said it's one of the best gangster rap albums ever. That doesn't make any sense. This is a different class of album.
But I'm saying
This
is
is a
that it
different subgenre.
dominates in one of the categories in hip hop music that has some of the best catalogs
And
of
the
all time.
Minstrel Show dominates in the soul hip hop category of hip hop, which has some of the best albums of all time.
Sure, absolutely. I'm not disagreeing with that. Lou, I'm not trashing the album. I'm just saying, based on personal conversations we've had and based on stuff we've talked about with the boys over the course of your life, I just found it surprising you'd go with the Minstrel
Well,
Show.
maybe it's surprising because, again, it's not a common album that many people have heard, and that's why it's not going to come up in conversation because most people aren't talking
I've
about the
spoken
Minstrel
about-
Show, period.
I've spoken about-
We've maybe had one conversation about the
we spoke
album.
about the Minstrel Show.
Maybe once. Like, that's what I'm saying.
We've spoken about it.
It's not a popular album. It's not going to get into the conversation.
But I'm not
The
telling
same
you.
way that you and I don't
keep
spend time talking about Ka albums, even though we might listen to them. But anyways, let's keep on going. Next up, choose the worst album cover here. We have all blue covers for this one. We have some mix of other genres too, with Nevermind by Nirvana being thrown in, OK Computer by Radiohead. What's the worst one though?
What's the worst?
Nothing was the same as Safe. That's so iconic. Literally
I'll
stems
go Days
from the
Before
pointing.
Rodeo.
That's the worst right off the bat.
I'll go Days Before. I'm not going OK Computer. I'm not going to
Maybe Do You Want More by The Roots? Let me look at that one over again. I know it's like you have the whole band on the cover. It's a very blue cover. You got what looks like yeah, that's what it is. It's cool. Yeah, probably Days Before Rodeo, I guess.
I go probably DBR in this situation.
Yeah.
This one was easy for me. All right, let's keep going on with this. Let's go into choose the worst discographies here.
No, the worst. Just
The
one.
worst. Sorry, my bad.
Um,
Logic is a mixed bag, bro.
Logic is the most inconsistent, but he still has some great projects in there. Like I'm not gonna say that Kodak Black has a better catalog than Logic. You know, we're not gonna play that game.
You can make the argument for it. I think Uzi's safe.
Uzi's safe with Eternal Take and Pink Tape. I
Uzi's
guess
safe.
because of the first half
Uzi's
of the.
safe, but it's also like
the
he takes time
catalog.
with his catalog. He doesn't rush his catalog. I feel like there's like that's important to me too. Are people that like rush their catalogs and they put a lot of stains on the paper?
I don't really care though. Like you could take 5 years to make the biggest piece of shit I've ever heard. Like it's not gonna say, oh, well, at least you took your time.
No, but example, like if I'm looking at someone like Kodak Black, for example, like there's a lot of projects within his catalog
That are not calculated,
that
yeah.
are due to. With that being said, I'm going Kodak Black.
Young Thug, I can't choose him. Pop Smoke had short-lived but a pretty cool catalog. Chance the Rapper is someone that maybe wouldn't even be in the top 3 though of this conversation if we're being real.
Well, I mean, the Big Day kind of ruined everything.
That's what I'm saying. It ruined everything. Coloring Book wasn't all that it was hyped up to be to begin with.
I like Coloring Book.
It's cool.
I like Coloring
It's
Book.
just cool.
I'm not going 21 Savage. He has a great collaboration catalog. He's always been consistent with his studio albums.
Would you consider, let's say 50 Cent only had The Massacre and like not Get Rich, would you consider him here?
No.
Still no? Okay.
I don't think Curtis is a bad album. I think it was just maybe underwhelming for people. But I don't think so. I'm going, yeah. No,
Yeah, it's
easy.
Kodak Black, I think.
Meek Mill has an iconic mixtape series. Like, there's like all kinds of things to his catalog. Expensive Pain is not great either.
You could also argue that Kodak doesn't have a classic album. You can make that argument.
Well, no, I don't think he has a classic.
That's it. That's
I
what I'm
don't think so.
saying.
All right, choose the best discography here.
This is where it gets. This is a tricky one. You got Drake, Rocky, Jid, Curry, Joey Badass, Future, Vince Staples, Big Crit, Sky Zoo. So now I feel like we got to play a game where it's like, are you going to lean more towards who has the more classic records? Are you going to lean more towards who's had the more consistent track record of albums over the course of their career? That's where I'm more at. Like, that's more what I'm sort of invested in, is like who's had the best stretch of albums from beginning to end. Like,
that's where I look at. consistency is everything for me.
So Drake is out of here, we could say.
Drake and Future out of here, actually,
Yeah.
for me.
Drake and Future, arguably the 2 bigger rappers out of this list. Out.
Well, they are the 2 bigger rappers.
Rocky, I don't know if I can give it to Rocky, bro. I mean,
Rocky's up there in conversation, though.
classic mixtape, but Testing maybe weighs it. Even though we really fuck with Testing, I think it weighs it down maybe just a tad.
No, it's still a great one.
I just don't think that like a Testing and
Like
and a Long Live will stack up to some of Joey's best or some of Denzel's best or Jid's. Like, to me. That's more where I'm at least.
Yeah, like, I mean, I'm not going to choose
out
the
of
best,
it
but
for
like,
me.
so that at that point, then Denzel has to be out of it, because at the same time, like, you look at Rocky with Testing, I think Testing's better than Zoo. I think it's better than Kings of Mischievous South as well. And I think that At Long Last ASAP for me is on the same level, if not better than Taboo. That's just my take. That's my taste. So even then, like, Denzel's going to get out of here. JID has some serious power in this conversation. Because
Jid
it's also
has
the
a lot.
length. You have the Never Story DC2 and then the Forever Story. What nitpicks?
To me, it's I think it's Jid and Vince Staples, and I don't know. I low key want to say Vince Staples because he has the biggest volume and output while maintaining that consistency. It's just that, can you really compare something like a Ramona Park to a Forever Story? For
I think you
instance,
find
you know?
volume and consistency within Vince, but you also find like scarcity but top tier quality within GID's catalog. I think I'm gonna go Jid with this one.
You're gonna go Jid with the best catalog here.
I think Jid has the best catalog here.
What about Joey though? All American Badass, Before the Cash, 99, 2000.
It's stacked as well, but yeah, I get what you're saying though.
You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying. Yeah, Joey has a go-to catalog.
Joey does have a really solid catalog, bro, and like, he's got the
if I
classic
had to-
mixtape. He's got a better mixtape than Jid does. He has more albums that are of a certain quality.
If I have to give a hot take here, I think that All American Badass is on the same level as the Forever Story for me.
I'm going Joey Badass, bro. Like,
Yeah, you're
talking through
right.
this, I'm going fucking
You're right.
Joey.
Would you
I
put All
think.
American Badass on the same level as something like the Forever Story? Oh, you can make that argument, but anything.
Could. I think the Forever Story maybe is above it, but I would
I don't
definitely
know.
put All American over DiCaprio too, which they both came out around the same time.
And
That's
I'd
for
put it
sure.
over the Never Story as well.
Yeah.
I'd even put it before the Cash over.
Yeah,
the
we
Never
got to
Story.
go Joey over Jid.
Yeah, I think
I'm not
going
gonna
Joey
lie.
with this one.
Even though
Absolutely.
Jid, you could argue, has had more diversity sonically or performance wise, like I still go Joey.
I go Joey with this one. Okay, choose 2 rappers here to make a collab album.
Okay, so we got a fucking Talk about a mixed bag. Tyler, Yeet, Big Sean, Wiz, Destroy Lonely, Mac Homie, Baby Keem, Larry June, and Big X the Plug.
So I think when you take Tyler, there's room for flexibility.
That's true.
You're getting quality. He doesn't necessarily have a full collaboration album yet.
He's low-key a lock for this, eh?
Yeah, he has to be because like you choose some of these guys and it's like, do you really want to see a Big Sean and Wiz Khalifa collaboration album in 2024? I'd be down, but like you know what it's gonna sound like.
What about a
already.
Yeet, Destroy Lonely? You probably find some chemistry there.
I'm all worried.
But I wouldn't want that
No,
album, that's
I'm
for
really
sure.
all worried.
What about a Larry June Wiz Khalifa? They could make a hell of a smoking album. It's just that Wiz is in such poor form that I wouldn't count on it. But they could make like the next like Pilot Talk type of album, you know what I mean? If they really joined forces and did some serious shit. You don't think?
It gets sleepy.
It would get sleepy.
That's
That's just Larry June,
Yeah,
though.
it gets sleepy.
That's just Larry.
I'm going Tyler Macomie.
Yeah, same. I'm gonna go
Tyler
Tyler Mac
Homie.
Homie. I could just picture them like on like I could picture Mac Homie on like the Serbo to Larry type beat or on like a 327. Just
And
because.
you know he's also super diverse with his performances, and it's not going to be a situation where Tyler's going to take all the hooks. He's also a good vocalist too. He has full of strong hooks within his catalog, and I also love like the way that he rides out super diverse like samples and like how abstract he could get with it. And I feel like it's going to push Tyler to give him some of like the best beats he's ever chefed up.
Not only that, but
You know?
on like Rich Ass Haitian, we saw that like he wasn't afraid to rap over like some more dance centric Hatronada style beats. So imagine getting some more like old disco dance production where they're both doing their thing. So you're available to more than just Griselda production with the Tyler Mac Homie, both top tier spitters, both great hookmen, like you said. Yeah, I think this is the best choice. All right, next up, choose the best album title.
This one's interesting. 808s and Heartbreak has always been a crazy fucking title to me.
It's one of Kanye's best titles,
For sure. Absolutely. Want a hot take, though?
I'm going to give you the hot take. But yeah, what's yours first?
God Don't Make Mistakes by Conway.
That's the one?
I think that's just like...
I got a different one that's also a hot take. But tell me why God Don't Make Mistakes.
God, we got it from here. Thank you for your service.
God Forgives, I Don't by Rick Ross, bro.
I just love the God Don't Make Mistakes because God does not make mistakes. It is the most factual, like, when you really think about it, it just... That is the quote that kind of like it encapsulates life, you know.
So does God Forgives, I Don't. Like Rick Ross is talking from the perspective of like an outlaw, and like this sounds like a line you would hear in like an old mafia movie from like the 90s or 2000s.
Yeah, but like I don't know,
you know,
kind of over like the cheesy like.
Nah,
fucking
that's
Rick
not
Ross
cheesy,
branding.
bro. That's not cheesy at all. God Forgives, I Don't. Like that's a goated album title.
It is, but like I just think God don't make mistakes. Like he doesn't. He really like there's like a. So, like, there's a biblical like sense to this title. I really do fuck with it. I've always loved this album title for me. That's
But yeah,
even,
808s and Heartbreak would have been like the runner up for me. That or Doggy Style is obviously clever. Like,
yeah,
you know,
whatever.
All right, next up, this is a good one. I think this is one of the more challenging ones we've had today. Choose the best 3-album run. So, you got Travis Scott's album run that is pretty goated, but you could argue that Birds maybe weighs it down slightly.
No way, bro.
You got Little Sims that has had a fucking flawless 3-album run with Gray Area, Simbi, and No Thank You. That's a tough one to beat. Earl Sweatshirt? Come on. Doris, I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside, and some rap songs is fire. Playboy Cardi, we can get out of here for being real.
Cool. I'm cool with Al Cardi.
Mac Miller's 3-album run.
That's where I'm looking, bro.
Whoa.
That's what I'm looking at.
Whoa.
That's what I'm looking
But
at.
Saba, bro. Saba's 3-album
Sa-
run
Sa-
is
yeah.
scary good.
Bucket List Project, Care for Me, Few Good Things.
Isaiah's.
There's no wrong answer here.
Yeah. Man.
Even it's like how you gonna leave off Travis or like Danny Brown. I think Kid Cudi could maybe.
Kid Cudi could bounce. Like I'm gonna like I want to eliminate Cudi right away.
It's like how do you look at Sims though and get rid of Gray Area, Simbi,
I
and
know.
No Thank You. But at the same time, like I think that again,
Kid Cudi could bounce for me. Earl, I'm sorry. I love those 3 projects, but you got to get out of here. Cardi's too, as we said.
Saba
Crossing
low-key.
these off.
I'm gonna take off Saba.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Saba off.
Danny Brown. What about the Danny Brown?
Yeah, that's tough, bro.
Yeah.
Maybe because you want to maybe look at old.
Yeah, Old maybe weighs it down the same way that Birds weighs down the
Still
Travis
a great
run.
project though. Yeah,
I think I'm between Mac Miller, Isaiah, Travis, Little Sims, like those 4.
that's where you're gonna have to start getting crazy with it.
Damn.
I feel like when you really
It's like if we're
Everything considered for me.
if we're talking about like just classics and albums that impacted the genre the most, it's obviously Travis. I just don't know if I want to go there. I don't think I want to go with Travis here. I don't. I think Birds maybe weighs it down slightly. If there was,
But that Birds track was just full of bangers. I can't look at that.
it
and tell
is.
like that's a tough decision to be making.
Fuck. I want to take little Sims out of here. I don't think No Thank You is as strong as like some of the other like third best that we're seeing in these album runs. I gotta take Simbi out of here.
Yeah, because I think this is where the comparison can get, because now we're down to Travis, Mac Miller, and Isaiah, right? So you look at The House is Burning, you look at The Divine Feminine, and then after that you look at Birds.
Mm-hmm. That's where you're at.
That's what you have to start comparing. That's the comparison game. I think I take Isaiah out of here.
Ooh.
I think Isaiah has to bounce.
Yeah,
It's unfortunate, but Isaiah's out of here.
he does.
Yeah, this is rough, bro.
Travis or Mac Miller here?
Do you have Swimming over Astroworld? I do. I have Swimming over Astroworld.
I do. Do you
But
have Circles above Rodeo? I don't.
I don't. Do you have the Divine Feminine over Birds?
I don't know, bro. I think ultimately I'm going Mac Miller on this, bro.
Yeah, that's where you're
I'm
going.
going Mac Miller just for like pure artistry and music that I've enjoyed. When I'm looking at the totality of everything, I go Mac Miller, and even just because of like the flow of those albums and how much they're interconnected, like I'm going Mac Miller. Bro.
I'm gonna go with Mac Miller as well with this one. I think that production for production, same thing for me. I always felt like Mac Miller's production was always top tier. Rapping performances, I could argue that they're maybe a bit more diverse than Travis's throughout the projects as well. And like when you want to play the comparison game, like you had said, you have Rodeo over something like a Circles, for example. I have Swimming over Astroworld, but then when it comes to the Divine Feminine and then Birds,
might edge to Birds.
I might edge
or
to-
Divine. I don't know.
but
Toss-up.
it's gonna edge to the Divine Feminine for me.
Yeah.
It's an incredibly executed concept album that's so concise. The features on that track list are fucking goated. I still think that Birds is one of his strongest projects, but again, like, I don't know. I feel like I get more value. Like, this one is the hardest.
It was.
This one was the roughest. But yeah, it's between a toss-up between Travis and Mac Miller, but I'm going to go Mac Miller.
Same here.
Guys, that's going to end off the episode. Thank you so much for watching until the end, and let us know, as usual, in the comments section where we got it right, where we got it wrong, and what albums should we bring in next for maybe future graphics or maybe some certain topics that we should attack. But thank you guys so much for watching this, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.